Shabbat Shalom. I hope you will join us in singing the words of Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei
Shabbat Shalom. Here's a fun fact for you all. In distance, the Earth is only 8 CVS receipts away from the sun. For those of you not giggling, I bet it's been a while since you've gone to CVS and gotten that receipt that goes on and on and on. We all know that we get receipts when we purchase something, and they tell us all of the things that we've purchased. And I bring this up because the word in Hebrew for receipt is cheshbon. And during this month of Elul, we have been asked, and we have been doing this work of cheshbon hanefesh, an accounting of our souls. We've basically been asked to keep a receipt of all of our actions for the last year. And in many ways, when we do this, we're the ones at the cash register adding up what we did well and thinking about where we have room to grow. Staying with this grocery shopping metaphor for just a minute, when we have a list on the refrigerator, we give ourselves time to add to it. And how many of you do so much better at the grocery store when you go with a list, when you've thought about it? Because we know exactly what we need at that point. And this is what we've been doing as we've been getting for Rosh HaShanah. We're prepared. But how many of you have also gone into Costco without a list? It's very overwhelming because we get lost in the aisles. There's so much to see and so much to think about. Do I need this electric fireplace? Fortunately, I said no, but I thought about it. And yet, when we add to our shopping lists when we're in the store, it means that our minds are flexible. We're thinking about what we need in the context of what's already on the list or perhaps what's already in the shopping cart. And some of our greatest shopping finds are actually found when we're not looking for them. And like that, our deepest reflections for ourselves can be found when we're not really actively reflecting, but rather we're thinking about reflecting as a much larger idea. I cannot believe that this is the last Shabbat of 5782. When I think about my last year, there have been many ups and downs and twists and turns and a lot of changes. Upon reflecting on this month, some moments it has felt like a CVS receipt where I've picked apart every word of a sentence or of a conversation and thought about how I might have handled something differently. But regardless of where we are in our reflection, Rosh HaShanah begins on this Sunday night. It gives us timeline and a direction. We know we're going into Costco. The question is, what kind of list are we going in with? So now we have the flexibility to look around for the hidden gems of our thoughts and our hearts, and maybe we'll think about a moment this past year when we were patient or kind or welcoming. Let this Shabbat serve as the final push that we need to feel prepared for these days to come, whether it's continuing to add to our receipt, to our long, long list, or maybe it's just preparing to enter the doors, knowing that we're about to enter what for some is a very overwhelming experience. So now let's turn to each other and just start by wishing each other Shabbat Shalom. Maybe look a little bit further than your inner circle and see if there's an unfamiliar face. I would now like to invite up Felisa Khan to kindle our Shabbat lights, page 1 of page 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu, b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, l'chadlik ner.
I would now like to invite up Susan Sosin to help us.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, b'mitzvotav v'ratzah v'shabbat kodsho v'yaha uvratzon. In Hilanu Ayim Kiv L'Chaim.
We are going to continue welcoming in our Shabbat.
Shabbat
Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai, el bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach shader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech.
Mavir yom u'mevi layla, umavdil bein yom u'bein layla, Adonai Tamidim loch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ariv aravim, Ariv aravim. Otanu limadta, otanu mitzvotecha, yolam va'ed, negeh yomam v'layla, be'ahavatecha Eloheinu Adonai echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha odecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha uvkumecha ukshartam leo titem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
We continue with Michamocha on page 40.
Michai, Mikamocha, Nedem Alchoch, Leolam, Vaed, Adonai, Yehoch, Leolam, Vaed, Venemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, ugelo hazak mimenu, aruchat.
Protection over another. Let the words of Hashem delight and keep us safe until we reach it. Page 42.
Omreinu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Ashkiv Adonai, Eloheinu Shomreinu Lechai.
They didn't ask me to join. And you're all the better for it. We rise now, turning to page 46 for the tefillah.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufiach tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Eloheinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Adorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol, Atah Rav le'Hoshia, Morid atah, Mechakel Chaim v'chesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofech olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha bagevurot, Ubito melach, Melech meimit umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Benemanatah lachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. And if you would, join me on page 57. Let us read together. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another. And all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha, b'yirah na'avod. We'll take a few moments now for silent prayer and meditation.
We'd now like to invite anyone who's in the choir who is familiar with our Hakafah to please come up and join us on the bima. Lend your voices to help lead us.
And everyone else can please rise for the Torah service. So I have to be honest, I was a little nervous coming into the sanctuary tonight. I didn't know what to expect. Who are the people who come to Shabbat, who wouldn't dare for the book on 5782 is closed? And I was thinking about it earlier this evening when I was on the last Shabbat before. If you would just do as God has said, then all of the possible wonders you could ever have possibly wanted will come to fruition in the land of Israel. But if the tefillah early in the service is how you stand when you're trying to command a room and get everyone to pay attention. In this moment, as God will ultimately, as we'll see in the portion, lay before us a simple choice, intentionality. You stand to be counted, you stand to be heard, and you stand for the decision that you are going to make. You are going to make. It's very for us to use our words. Any of you who have children know that when one child, knocks the other one. Intentionality is when you live the meaning behind the words that come out of your mouth, should you use them. Make sure we're together or joining together virtually as well. And for the next 2 days after that, God willing, with now 2, as part of our liturgy for Yom. That it's not only about the words that we say at Rosh HaShanah, and that family to the whole year at Shabbat Nitzavim, a few days before Rosh HaShanah. Shabbat Shalom. Your heads of your tribes and your elderlies and your officers, every person, every man, every person in Israel, Tapchem, Nashechem, the children and your women, Bekerev Machanecha, and your women, Bekerev Machanecha, and the stranger, the foreigner who lives amongst your camp, Michotev Atzecha Ad Shoav Memecha, which Adonai, our God, is making for us. God makes it for us on this day. Laman Hikim Otcha Asher Nishba Lavotecha, and which has been promised to your ancestors, LaAvraham, LaYitzchak, LaYaakov, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. V'lo itchem levadchem, anochi koret et habrit hazeh. For you know what was done in the land of Egypt, and what was in what the other nations. You know what happens if you don't follow the rules. Now I'm going to flip forward a little bit to V'kcha lanu. She did a lot, and there were times when I always got nervous that maybe you were being overshadowed by who she was. But I want you to know that as big and great as the shadow that she cast was, you are creating your own shadow in this community. You do so much for us. And when I look at you, I think of her, but you bless us. Shabbat shalom. Will everyone please rise?
וזאת Torah אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
Mishaberach Avotenu V'Imotenu. May the God who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bring the gift of refuah shlema, of healing of mind, of body, and spirit, to those of our families and our community who are suffering from illness and from injury. Tonight we think of and pray for the healing of Meredith Abramson, Jim Alexander, Fred Belkin, Ricky Berger, Claire Bernstein, Judy Blackman, Mike Blackman, Margie Berman Block, Kathleen Bowersox, Dorothy Buxbaum, Ed Burns, Carol Cooperman, Michael Costin, Joan Dubov, Arnold Erne, Esther Tehila Bas Ariel Tzipora, Marlene Faust, Rhonda Finlay, Raven Holzer Frankel, Marty Fromowitz, Harry A. Gaines, David Gerber, Walter Gerber, Herb Gimmelstab, Larry Guys, Marty Jean, Gladys Granite, Bonnie Hirsch, Carol Himmel, Hank Himmelbaum, Marsha Hoffman, Keith Hammer, Juliana Jaffe-Levin, Eileen Jacobson, Marsha Jacobson, Emily Josephson, Ethan Kotler, Jessica Lanziolata, Stacy Letterberg, Marvin Mandel, Tricia Garvin Milkey, Mordechai Ben-Sara Fega, Terry Pittman, Claudia Plasky, Esther Poritz, Jackie Robinson, Philip Roller, Ron Rosen, Eileen Rosenbaum, Alan Rosenfeld, Terry Sloan, Brad Sobel, Nancy Stone, Michael Tanner, Craig Topper, Penny Walzer, Joan Weidenfeld, Tom Weidenfeld, and Allison Rubin. If there are others for whom you are praying for healing this evening, please share their name with us as we go around the congregation. Those of you joining us virtually, call the names of your loved ones to mind at this time as well. Baruch Adonai B'rofei HaCholim, we praise you, Adonai, who helps bring healing to the sick.
Bless those in with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Remain standing and turn to page 282 for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tit gedula le'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emor Aya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
It's now my pleasure to invite up our temple's president, Wendy Whalen, to offer greetings and announcements on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to thank Felissa for blessings over candles tonight, and Susan for blessings leading us in Kaddish. Gary, wonderful to see you here, and thank you for leading us in Torah blessings. And I'd also like to recognize Marcy Schultz, our Vice President of Religious Activities, who is on the bima tonight with her husband Barry, and all of the musical accompanists who have joined us tonight. Thank you for enhancing our service. And I'd also like to give a kind of special Shabbat shout out to Mark Sunshine, our immediate past president, who is with us tonight. Mark had his one son who was already married, and then a while back, not that long ago, his other son got engaged. And then I just heard that his daughter got engaged. So I have a feeling he's here to thank God for fulfilling all of his dreams. Okay, so on to announcements. I'd like to tell you that you can sign up for something that we are calling Reverse the Tashlich on Saturday, October 1st at 10 a.m. We will be meeting at the Atlantic Dunes Park Pavilion in Delray Beach to enjoy a short Tashlich service followed by a beach cleanup. This is going to be a worldwide Reverse the Tashlich, so we're excited to be part of it. I'd also like to invite you to join Friends of Music and the Arts. This is fellow Temple Beth El arts enthusiasts who are coming together to create a synagogue music and arts program unparalleled in South Florida. And if you're interested in learning more about this, you can always speak with Cantor Lori Brock. Our Sukkot services honoring our High members who have been members with us for 18 years or more, and our new members will be on Sunday, October 9th at 5:30. New members will receive a special blessing, and at this service we are also going to be dedicating a new sculpture entitled Zachor, Remembrance, by Yaakov Heller, and this is being lovingly donated by Marilyn and Jay Weinberg. You can also register for the dinner that follows on our website. And then Boca Helps Ukraine is currently accepting donations of new and gently used coats to be shipped to displaced families in Ukraine to help keep them warm this winter. We are having donation sites both here at the Schaefer Family Campus as well as our Beck Family Campus. And then you can create a simply cheesy charcuterie board for Sukkot with Sisterhood here at the Schaefer Family Campus on Tuesday, October 11th at 7 in the evening. And at that time, Cantor Lori will be sharing the significance of Sukkot and how it ties in with the abundance of making our boards. You can register for this exciting in-person event at our website. And we hope you will stay after services, say hello, join us for our own egg. And then before you leave, as you make your way out towards the Welcome Center, we ask that you please stop by our tzedakah box and consider a contribution to our tzedakah funds. Our donations tonight will go to Boca Helps Ukraine, an organization that was founded by Temple member Maria Kemper-Rees. Maria is originally from Ukraine and is assisting displaced families who fled with barely anything and are now in need of things to help keep them warm this winter. You can visit our website for all of this information and more. And at this last Shabbat of the year, I wish you all well and a very Lashana Tova. May it be a wonderful, healthy, sweet, and peaceful year for all of you. Shabbat Shalom.
And also, if you're wondering, can I still get tickets for Rosh HaShanah and Yom Kippur? The answer is yes. You can go online in the next couple days. Our tickets are now digital. You can come here on Sunday and get tickets. And for those of you who are joining us virtually, know this will also be the place to join us virtually starting at 8 p.m. this Sunday with our Erev Rosh Hashanah service. Our thoughts now turn to those who have come and gone, those whose lives brought us joy and celebration, and whose memories live on through us as a blessing. As is our custom, if you're here observing a yard site or in a period of mourning, we invite you to rise as the name of your loved one is recalled. Tonight at the yard site, the anniversaries of their passings, we remember May Averbook, Ruth Berg, Fred Berg, Hyman Berkowitz, Tony Berliner, Dr. Adolf H. Bernhard, Sandra Blackman, Judy Boris, Joan Bricker, Barbara Brodsky, Bertha Bromberg, Erwin Burek, Terry M. Kulker, Marcia Davis, Alice Donoff, Sam Ellman, Ferdinand Falk, Robert Feinberg, Judith H. Fine, Helene Perlman Fleischman, Selma Gaylor, Gertrude Garber, Hazel Gates, Nat Ginsberg, Oscar Glassman, Victor Glazer, Janet Glehan, Madeline Gordon, Pauline Gorman, George Gottlieb, Tom Green Jr., Helen Harmelin, Jean Heyer, Simon Hochstein, Dr. Seymour Holzer, Dorothy Jackler, Marcella Jackman, Louis Kalmar, Morris Kaplan, Libby Kessler, Sylvia H. Knapp, Karl Krishenko, Dr. Max M. Levine, Arnold Leschman, Emily Levin, Ruben Levine, Ida Liebman, Leonard Lokitz, Rebecca Luxemburg, Morris Matz, Beatrice Mergner, Robert M. Merson, Shirley L. Miller, Israel Morgan, May Myers-Palmieri, Gregory Ponchik, Charles J. Rassler, Anna Resnick, Stanley Ritzer, Malvina Ritzer, Philip Salzman, Ray Salzman, Sylvia Sanft, Alan Shatner, M.D., Halette Cindy Schottenfeld, Ethel Schultz, Saul Schwartz, Sylvia Seiler, Al Seskin, Maxine Lyons Silver, Betty Singer, Ernie Stedman, Marvin B. Stein, Riva Sacker-Sternick, Arthur Strent, Erlanda Swartet, Seaman Tessler, Salman Vilk, Stella Waxler, Marlene Helen Walter, Harry J. Weiner, Paul Wolgemuth, and Ruben Jungelson. And those who've passed in the last 30 days, we recall Carl Spielman, Jonathan Asher, Betty Wolgemuth, Alfred Fried, Kenneth Kramer, Joel Hulliber, Marilyn Friedman. If there are others for whom you are saying Kaddish this evening, we invite you to rise and share their name as we go around the congregation. For those of you joining us virtually, you can call your loved ones to name at this time as well. Zichronam livracha. May all other memories be for a blessing. We rise now as a congregation, turn to page 294, as together we say the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon uv'yomei chon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit ale, v'yit halal, shemei dekudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, huya asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, V'imru, amen. May the one who sends peace from the high heavens send peace to all of us, comfort the bereaved among us, as together we say, amen. As we do during this month of Elul, for one final time before the new year begins, we stand for the sounding of the shofar.
Tekiah. Shvarim, Trua, Tekiah, 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 Tekiah. Tekiah Gedol. We've got Mr. Jeffrey. Please join us. Oseh shalom bimromav, uya aseh shalom bimromav. Bread, our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Amen.
Shabbat shalom and a shana tova u'metuka to everyone.